Hey you guys, so today's video I'm going to be explaining how I made this thing. This was something that I made years ago. I've been having it in my attic and I put it sitting down in my bay window every year. It's a zombie bride that I made. And she's got like a tattered dress that I cut myself, and she's got like little scars, and her guts, stomach insides are hanging out. She's got a scar on that side. She's got scars on her face. If you guys can see this, hopefully. She's got stitches on both sides, and she's got a veil on top of her head. And I've been having her for at least 3 to 4 years, and I've always stored her in the attic, so she has no problem. I store her in the attic. Her hair's all ratty. This kind of happens naturally, when you store dolls in the attic, their hair gets really, really ratty. So I'm going to do an explanation on how I did this. So years ago, I bought one of them walking dolls, which is, you can find them at your local drugstores or any dollar store. You know, them little $10, $5 to $10 walking dolls. They tend to be in the $5 to $10 pricing range. They're not expensive. They're pretty decent depending on what you're going for. And I wanted to make like a cool little like zombie bride prop, and then, as you can see, she's got stitches everywhere. She looks cool. I love her little intestines in the inside. And I'm gonna give you some probably good close-up shots on everything so that way you could see it, you know what I'm saying? But I think she came out pretty good. Now she has gouged out eyes for a reason, because her head lights up. So what I basically did was I bought one of them walking dolls, and usually they come like with elastic band joints. It's the only thing that's kind of bad about these. The elastic disintegrates after a time, and you just have to change out the rubber bands every whatever, you know what I'm saying? They come with undergarments. I wanted to make a zombie bride, so I was looking for one with a bride dress, and this is a black girl. So basically what I did was I actually painted her with some really cheapy spray paint, like the 99-cent ones from like the hardware stores that you get. I bought a purple and kind of like a grayish color, and I kind of just like, you know, spritzed her here and there, because I think when bodies decompose, you guys, they kind of turn like a purpley color, so that's what I was going for. A decomposition body, decomposing body, sorry. So that's what I was going for, and she sits in my bay window so the kids can see her outside. She's really cool. So that's what I wanted to go for. So I bought some purple and gray spray paint. So first thing you want to do is strip the doll completely down, okay? And you want to kind of put like it don't really matter if the hair gets spray paint on it or whatever, but I just kind of covered it with like a paper towel just to kind of make it a little bit less purpley, I guess, because I didn't want her hair to get purple. So I spray painted her top to bottom, legs, everything. As you can see, I kind of missed some spots, but it's all right. You know, it's a prop. Nobody's going to see underneath the gowns and things like that. So I kind of spray painted her gray first, and then I hit her with the purple spray paint and just hitting bits and pieces of her. And she looks like she's like a corpse or something like that, which is really, really cool. And so the scarring, so after she was finished drying, I let her dry for like 24 hours or whatever, 2 days. Made sure she was completely dry. Then I put her gown back on, and then I started to shred the ends of her gown. As you can see, it's all shredded. And I took the scissors and I just kind of cut up on the gown. And I didn't really have a vision when I was doing this. I could just kind of let the doll speak to me, which is usually what happens when I make props. I let the props speak to me and let them tell me what they want to do. And usually that's how it works out. I don't have no inspiration. I just kind of do things. And I said, oh, this would be cool. Why not do this? You know, that's the kind of things I do with props when I do make them. I'm not no professional by any means, but I just wanted a zombie bride and I didn't see any, so I wanted to make one on a budget. So I just kind of cut the gown up in little shreds, and after I did this, I took a lighter, like a clicker, and I kind of burned the ends. That way the dress doesn't tatter or, you know, like come apart and things like that. So that would seal off the dress from the bottom afterwards. So you just kind of cut it up. Just cut like little random holes in it and be cool with it. And I had no vision. I cut a hole in her stomach not knowing I was going to put intestines in there afterwards. So I did put intestines in there, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it reminds me of, you know what it reminded me of? Like the Bride of Chucky. And I wanted to make something that was similar to that. So that's what I kind of was going for as far as the stomach. And I went to my local dollar store in my area. You can find this at 99 cents. I think everything's 99 cents, or just your local dollar store, whatever you have in your area. Just try to look for props that is you know, budget friendly, and that's kind of decent. That's not rubber, but it's rubber, and it's that you think's gonna last. So all of these little scars that's on her arms and things like that were bought from the 99-cent store. These were supposed to go on your face. They had like an elastic band, and it was supposed to be like fake scars that you just put in an elastic band. I cut the bands off and cut the scars in half. That way I would have one for each of her arm. And I hot glued it at first, and then I was like, well, the hot glue is not going to last, especially being in the attic. So I proceeded to take some little, like, very tiny wood nails, like nails, whatever kind of nails, but really tiny ones, and I kind of nailed it into her arm. That way it doesn't go anywhere. So that's what I did to attach it. The glue seems to be holding up, and I know as the years go on it will come off. But I did nail it in, so I kind of think that's kind of keeping it. You can kind of see the little tiny nails that I used. I got one on both sides. And I also nailed into her face some nails right here. You can kind of see a nail right there. And I thought it was kind of creepy and cool looking. Let me put your arm down so you don't knock over the camera. But I wanted to do like a really cool, you know, thing with her. And I put like some fake scars on her face, which I thought was really a good idea. I hot glued them on, and then I put a nail right here and a nail right here on both sides. So you can kind of see it's not even, which is great, because that's how scars usually are, and I thought that was a really good idea. So at the time, and then I cut one up and I put it right here, and there's a big gigantic nail, which I think it makes it look more scary. So if you guys want to use big old wood nails, it makes it look more creepy, you know, do you. And this is from the dollar store. This was a brain that they sell like in the pack, you know, them fake brains that you can buy from the dollar store that's in that like packaging. I just cut the brain in half, and I thought that that would be good for intestines, and I kind of put it that way. And I hot glued it at first, and then I took some nails and I nailed it all the way around. That way it doesn't go anywhere, which is great. So it looks like intestines in the front of her gown, which is really great. And at the 99-cent store, they also had fake blood, which is what happened right here. This is fake blood from the dollar store. This is not some expensive fake blood. This is fake blood, and it seemed to stain her dress pretty nicely. I completely drowned her dress in the doll itself. I left it out in the sun, let it dry really good to make sure that her garment was stained back to front, you know, whatever. I left the garment on the doll before I put the fake blood. I just drowned the whole doll in it because I thought it made a really cool effect. So, and again, just use your best judgment. If you don't think the fake blood is too watery or it's not goopy enough, you know, go to Walmart and buy a good brand fake blood if you don't think the dollar store's blood's going to stain. But it did work good for me. This veil thing that's on top of her head, hopefully you guys can see this. This is like, sometimes this camera goes out of focus. But so this veil right here, I kind of cut it and I shredded it up like this, and I took some nails and I actually just kind of nailed it into her skull to make sure that it would stay, because I don't want nothing to come off. I didn't hot glue it or anything like that. And I just took a brush and I kind of ratted her hair. You know what I'm saying? Like if you rat hair, you know what I'm talking about. Just kind of backcomb it and tease it, make it crazy, because usually when you get these dolls, they have silky hair, but it's sheepy hair, so you know it's not going to really, it's not going to last, basically. It's not going to last kind of thing. So just kind of rat her hair up, and you could take the gray paint, the gray spray paint that you use to color her body. You can do a couple of streaks in the hair with some gray spray paint. It'll last. It has lasted. Now, the only thing bad with these dolls is they don't come with a full head of rooted hair, but if you're displaying her outside or indoors, if you rat the hair up, it'll look like it's kind of full, if that's important to you guys, but it doesn't really matter to me. I've been having her. I always just throw her in the garbage bag after Halloween's over with. And so I think she came out really good. She's kind of creepy, and she has her eyes gouged out because I bought from the dollar store. You know how they have that little 10 string of lights for like $1? I bought some like them purpley colored lights, Halloween lights, and I put it inside of her head, and I have a cord coming out the back so that way her skull can light up at nighttime. So when I put her in the bay window at nighttime, people will be able to see her at nighttime. That's very important. That would be something that I could suggest. You buy orange or black or purple Halloween lights, the ones in the dollar store, and you just shove it inside of her head and just kind of plug it in. It doesn't really show the lights, not unless you look up close. From a distance, it looks really cool. So I'm gonna do like a little demo of showing how it looks inside the thing. So total, this was like $10. The scores were like maybe $2 because I cut these in half. This was $1. The lights were $1, and the doll was $10. So I mean, and this 2 cans of spray paint was 99 cents each. The lighter I already had at the house. The blood was like $1. So just use your judgment. What do you think would work and what do you think would not work? I love making props. I used to do this all the time, you guys. When I buy stuff, usually I take things apart and I make them to how I want them. Either they don't have enough hair, so I put like a wig on it. I just do customized stuff to all my props when I buy them, especially that Ghost Girl, the one with the black gown that I did review on, that one that disintegrated in the attic. The old one that I had, I shredded it like this, just like I did this one, and I added more hair. I felt like it needed to look more expensive, so I did that. So I'll probably be doing that to this one this year. I like to customize my props to my liking. I don't like, that's why you buy cheap stuff. That way you can do it yourself, you know what I'm saying? I had some old hair left over that I did this. So I'm gonna plug her in, that way you guys can see what she looks like. Now this may be out of focus for a minute, but it's gonna be in focus, that way you guys can see. I'm gonna put her underneath my desk. I think that's gonna be a good idea. That way you guys can get an idea of how it's gonna look if you decide to put lights inside of her head. You can also leave the eyes in and still put the lights in there, and then her eyes will glow and nobody will be able to see the light. So if you particularly leave the eyes in, put the lights inside, and that way her eyes will glow. That would be a really good idea also. And at the time that I made this, I gouged out her eyes. I thought that would be a good idea. Had I done it again, I probably would have left her eyes in. That way her eyes would glow with putting the lights in. You know, it would have been a good idea, but I don't know. Like, I think she had like a silicone backing to her eyes, so it wouldn't really matter. But let me give you guys one good close-up of everything that I did. And again, I made this years ago, you guys. I've always thrown her in a garbage bag and put her in the attic. She's lasted me forever. And of course she's not going to last forever because she is plastic, so you know, heat does get the plastic, so eventually she's going to disintegrate. So until then, I don't know if I can do this, but I think I got a plug right here. I could probably put her like, okay, let me do this. I'm gonna put it out for a minute, that way you guys can see. Hopefully it'll show up on camera. I don't know if it is or not, but so yeah, and there's her little eyes that light up, and this is what you see in the window. And as you can see up close, there are some lights, and it shines really good at nighttime. You could see everything, hopefully, and it shows all the little imperfections where I missed with the paint, so it kind of looks cool at nighttime. You kind of want to see things like this. I don't know if this is going to make a difference, but okay. But I mean, it works really, really well at nighttime. It's a good idea. It's a cool thing that you could do if you guys are into prop making and things like that. I love making stuff like this, especially little zombie props. And I customized too my Native American dolls that I bought from a thrift store. So you could pick these things up probably at a thrift store for like way cheaper. You know, it's a good idea just to check your local thrift stores before you go and buy one that's like $5 or $10. You can pick one up at the thrift store, but if you're particular, you want this gown, or this gown, or whatever. If you want a zombie bride, then go to your local dollar stores and drug stores. They should have these in stock. If they don't, you know, ask. They may have them in the back somewhere. But this is a really nice, cool addition to your prop collection. Maybe you can do a little thing. So let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be trying this. This is a really easy DIY project. I explained everything, what I did, word for word. So just check out these little things from your dollar store, even thrift stores. You can pick this stuff up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And just remember to like and subscribe, and you'll see more Halloween videos. Bye.